Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. My name is Diane and I am super duper glad that you could be here with me today. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the dingity dongity bell because I love you so very much. Ding ding. So today is a serious topic, even though I'm wearing my headbands. Serious topic. Today we're going to talk about animals. And these are all my opinion, only my opinion, not fact, not anything. This is just how I personally feel. Okay? We're good. How I personally feel. So I've noticed in recent days and months, in the summertime especially, that there are a lot of critters running around. And I mean a lot of critters running around. And, animals having babies. And then I realize those animals do not have a home. These critters that are having babies are having them because they are not spay and neutered. So I thought we could talk about that, talk about animal safety because it's for them too. How we need to protect animals and how we can do that easily as a community, and certain things that I personally believe need to change in society, in our Western society, things that I think personally are a little out of whack. And then I have a cute story to tell you. Actually, I'm going to tell you the story first because it's super cute and super sweet. And this person is the epitome of, I guess, how everyone should. I don't even do this, but she does. So I have an auntie. She's very elderly, almost 90. And ever since I can remember, since I was young, like, I don't know, at least 30. Ever since I can remember. 20s, in my 20s, I went and visited her and there were cats at her door. And I'm like, you let your cats out? Because I don't. I'll tell you that right now. I think cats are meant to stay inside the house. They're your family, they're your children. I don't mean stay inside the house all the time, but I don't open the door and let my cats go out. If they go out, they go on a leash. That kind of thing. Because dogs, you can let them play in the yard. Cats you can't, because then they can jump up and run away. So I think that cats need to be protected from cars, from the elements, from fights, from all of that. Fleas, all of that good stuff. So, I also think that they should be vaccinated, immunized, all of those things. But we're going to get into that. My aunt, so I'm at her house and there's like 6 or 7 cats, not joking, all scratching at her door. And I'm like, dude, there's cats at your door. And my aunt comes and she goes, oh, it's feeding time. And I'm like, huh? And she goes inside the house and comes out with those little, you peel it off and there's food inside. And then I noticed there's a bowl of water and a empty bowl sitting outside on the steps as well. And I'm like, what are you doing? She goes, I'm feeding the animals. I go, your cats are inside the house. I thought you didn't let them out. Because she had 2 cats inside her house. She goes, those are my cats. These are the stray cats. And I'm like, seriously? And then she's like, yeah, they're the stray cats. I feed them. And I'm like, really? She goes, yeah, who else is going to do it? She goes, look at how skinny they are. So I'm like, yeah, I go, next year you'll have like about 50 because they're going to have babies. She goes, no, I took them all to the clinic and I got them all spay neutered. Yep, she paid with her own money to get all these cats. Now it's expensive and we're going to talk about that. So my little old auntie, my little sweet auntie, she took all these little critters. She feeds them all the time. She has in her garage, she has this thing where there's straw and stuff or whatever for the animals. So if they're going to have babies, they'll go in there and have babies. And they do. A safe place, especially in the cold or whatever, or if they just need a place to sleep at night when it's cold out. She has it so that they can go into the garage and there's like an area in there. Even in the wintertime, they can go and stay warm. And I thought, wow, that is amazing. Every day she feeds these cats. She spayed and neutered them all. And she said, well, I don't want them making babies. We don't need to have more cats, more stray cats all over the place making babies and all of that. I'm really sweaty. And I was really impressed. Like, I don't know. It was inspiring. And, my auntie is not rich, by the way. I should tell you that my auntie lives in a tiny we're talking tiny. It's the size of my living room house. It's tiny. Little tiny thing. So she doesn't have a lot of money. She just, what she does do with her money, and she takes care of the animals. And I thought about it, and she said the first thing she told me, though, is how hard it is, that she can't afford to do them all at once. She has to take her time and go through the cats that come and spay and neuter them all. She does the boys first or the girls first or whatever, and then she does the boys because she can't afford to take them all at once. And somebody who has spay and neutered all my animals, I believe in that. I think that it's important, because what if my cat does get out? What if my dog does get away? Well, she's a female dog, and I don't want any other problems that you can have if they don't breed. What if she does get away? She could get pregnant. I do not want that. We don't need to have more babies. There's enough already out there, right? So I do spay and neuter my animals. And it's expensive. I paid $500 to spay my dog. $5. In the United States, that's $350 or something. That's a lot of money, dudes. Like, holy crap, that's a mortgage payment. So I'm like, damn, When I lived in Alberta, Canada, they have a thing called a spay clinic where you can take your animals and it's a lot cheaper. You can go to the vet or you can go to the spay clinic and it's a lot cheaper. And I think my aunt has one in Toronto that she takes them to, because she lives in Niagara Falls and it's an hour to Toronto. So I think she takes them to Toronto, goes shopping for the day, and then takes the animals back home. And she said it's $100 and whatever for cats. That's still a lot of money. When I got my cat done, it was only $30. Now in Edmonton, it's, I don't know how much, maybe $80, $90. Much cheaper than it is to spay and neuter your animals at a vet. And I'm not saying shame on you vets, because no, I think that we need to start having a little bit more regulation on animals. I don't even know what we can do. Like, should we do what my auntie does and spay and neuter everyone that she finds? But that's so expensive. Like, somehow there need to be more accessible places for people who can't afford it, so they can take their animals, get them spay and neutered, and get them their vaccinations. All you have to do is vaccinate your animals and they won't get fleas. Or no, not fleas. Rabies and all kinds of things. And if you can give them this other... I give my dog these chewy things, and yeah, they cost $200 for the summer, for the warm months. And it's so she doesn't get fleas, ticks, and heartworm. My dog doesn't get fleas and ticks, heartworm, because my dog got Lyme disease when we first got her. I was giving her those, but they wore off in October, and it was November, and we had a really warm spell, and the ticks must have came out because my dog got Lyme disease, and my little Chanel. And, that's just a perfect example. My dog didn't get really sick from it, but others can. And so this is what this video is about. It's not shaming people who have chosen to let their animals out. Nah, I just personally chose to keep mine in the house because I did not need fleas inside my house. Screw that. And, I just like to keep them inside because I'm paranoid. But also I like to keep them inside. It's not to even shame. Maybe it is to shame the medical society, because that is a friggin' lot of money. We need better control, and they need to do something about making it more affordable for all to take these poor, because they're innocent. They are like babies, as in children, babies, human babies. They're innocent. They have no control over their feelings and their desires. They feel away, they take care of that itch, and then there's babies. They're not to blame. We are. We are to blame for all of these little critters that I see running around on the streets. There's a street right out there. Unprotected, unwanted. We need to do something about that, because what's happening is we've got all these unwanted animals, right? Nobody wants them. Then they have babies. Then we've got 10 unwanted animals. Then those 10 have babies, and then we've got 100 unwanted animals. You know what I'm trying to say. And I watch videos a lot about animal protection and so on. Videos from Africa and videos from India. and videos even from North America where you have all these societies, no-kill shelters, which I fully support and I have supported financially. And that's wonderful. That is great. But we also need to start worrying about the others too. The most important thing is if we start spaying and neuter all of our animals, we will have less. Come here. Oh, she's got something on her paw. Look, see, she's like, I got spayed or neutered or whatever they do with girls, didn't you? She didn't like it though. She wasn't happy about it. You gonna say hi? Say no. She's a Yorkie and she's supposed to have ears that stand up, but hers just decided not to do that. Do you want to go play? Go see if Daddy's home. She loves my husband. I just dropped my dog. Sorry. She's looking at me like, how could you? How could you? She kind of fell out of my arms in the most awkward manner or possible. But yes. And like I said, this isn't about guilting people who can't afford it. I get it. I mean, the fact that you've taken the animals in and you're taking care of them, I'll admit that Chanel is not she's not a, what are those called? Puppy farm dog? She's not. She was from like a small family who had, you know, a dog that had babies. And she's like a purebred Yorkie, right? I get it. And I paid a lot of money for her because that's what I wanted. And if that's control too, I don't see anything wrong with that. Why shouldn't we be able to have these little dogs that we want? Or if we think this type of dog is beautiful, or we think, you know, everybody's like, oh, that's a shame on you for buying a dog from somebody instead of taking one out of the shelter. I have taken animals out of shelters. Many, many, many. My cats are from shelters. My cats are not, I either take cats from the streets or take them from shelters. I do not buy cats. You don't need to buy a cat. And I don't take them from people who have them either. I take mine, either the ones that you find on the street or the cat we have right now. I can't remember how I found him. But the one before him, he got 18 and then he passed away. I got him at a graveyard. Out in the middle of the country, out in the middle of nowhere, my husband's father's grave, visiting his grave, and I found a cat. So that is kind of, we need to start worrying about these animals, spaying and neutering, and the way that we can do that is make it affordable. It's crap that I have to pay $500 to fix my dog so that she can't make more babies and all these other dogs can't make more babies. $500 is not affordable. It is frighteningly unaffordable. It is somebody's food bill. It is somebody's, and it's not fair to the dogs and cats and animals that, and they have no say. They have no control over that, you know, their instincts and their nature. It's up to us to take care of them. So I think we need to start trying to protest, because I write letters all the time about how we need to reduce the price of this and have clinics, or have, you know, once a year or twice a year or something, have clinics where, you know, you sign up and then you go and you can get your dogs and cats vaccinated. Some cities have that. Mine does not. I pay hundreds of dollars every year to make sure my dogs and cats, and I mean hundreds, like about 500, just to have them vaccinated. Just those stupid little things they chew so they don't get ticks and fleas and heartworm cost $200. Like, it's expensive. Seriously. But I have to do it. She deserves it. I love her. I would do it for my children. My children are vaccinated, right? So that's my story. I know we just need to spay and neuter our animals. And if you can't afford it, they need to come up with a way that making it more affordable for those that are unfortunate, or my auntie who finds them on the street. You know what I mean? My auntie's paying all this money for unwanted animals that somehow are outside living the hard life. And it's time to stop that. We need to start protesting, start writing letters, start, you know, making comments. Because yes, I am sad that there are hardships in Africa and stuff, but there's some here too. And we need to worry about those, because I worry about those too. And yes, I do help those from far away. We need to worry about the ones here too. A dying dog is a dying dog, whether it's a dying dog in Africa, a starving dog in Africa, or a starving dog in Canada. A cold dog in Canada. You know what I mean? So don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the dingity-dongity bell because I love you all. Check the merch. Check all of that stuff. Spay and neuter. Love you. Bye.